Well, up next now on Prime News Paris is Truth or Fake, and I'm joined in the studio by Catalina Machon-Deabreux. Good to see you, Catalina. So today we're talking about tariffs once again. How did a false rumor on X about tariffs send the US market on a $1 trillion ride this week? Tell us more.
That's right, Yinka. It seems that Donald Trump announced a 90-day pause on his application of tariffs twice this week. One is true, one is fake. On Monday morning, as New York traders lamented stock prices, they actually saw a glimmer of hope as a false rumor started circulating about a potential 90-day pause in tariffs for all countries except China, according to this post on Monday. This rumor sent markets into a wild roller coaster ride as the S&P 500 rallied 8.5% in only 34 minutes mid-Monday morning, injecting about $2.4 trillion in market value. However, this short-lived rally crashed almost as quickly as it began. Values dropped as much as 4.7% as the market officially entered a bear market territory. The major stock index fell 20% from recent highs at opening bell. This madness lasted only about a few minutes before the White House announced that these claims were in fact fake. A multi-trillion-dollar fake news story, an indication of how desperately investors were seeking a change in Trump's tariff policies.
Well, Catalina, explain to us the origin of this rumor. How did it come to existence?
Well, we'll take a look at what happened. According to CNN, the rumor first appeared on social media from this account on X with the handle @YourFavorito or Hammer Capital, claim Hassett, Trump is considering a 90-day pause in the tariffs for all countries except China. That is on Monday. This user and the false claim was actually referring to this Fox News interview with National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett that took place at around 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Hassett was asked whether President Donald Trump would consider this pause, to which he replied, "The president is going to decide what he is going to decide." Following this interview, this account posted this claim shortly after at about 11 a.m. Eastern Time, an account with little followers, barely 1,000, that distorted Hassett's remarks on X, on Fox News. However, this information was picked up almost immediately by other accounts with more followers on X, including Walter Bloomberg, who then deleted this post. However, an account not associated with Bloomberg News. As the rumors started to spread, it seems that just about 2 minutes later at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time, the rumors started to gain track with major news outlets, including CNBC, as anchors were reading the news headlines on air, an actual copy-paste from the claims on X. As Reuters also reported this headline at 10:19 a.m. Eastern Time, citing CNBC's headline on this possible 90-day tariff pause on Monday. False headlines that caused the markets to panic and rise on this $1 trillion ride on Monday, injecting about $2.4 trillion. That is until the White House dismissed these claims on their rapid response accounts on X, saying this is wrong, fake news, as things returned to normal, whatever normal has been this week.
Exactly, whatever normal has been this week, Catalina. Well, there are some that are speculating that Donald Trump actually announced before he announced that real 90-day pause on tariffs, he actually may have sent advice to investors.
Indeed, on Wednesday morning, Donald Trump offered some financial advice to investors on his Truth Social, saying, "This is a great time to buy," signed Donald J. Trump. Less than 4 hours later, Trump announced his 90-day pause on nearly all tariffs except China, as stocks soared on the news, regaining about 70% of the value it had lost over the previous 4 trading days. The question is, was Trump contemplating this tariff pause when he made this post? Time magazine reports that when asked when he arrived to this decision, Donald Trump gave a muddled answer. He said, "I would say this morning, over the last few days," as he adds, fairly this morning. However, when asked for clarification to the White House later, they did not answer directly, as Trump, on his Truth Social, has ignited calls for an investigation on insider trading by opposition leaders and Congress members, including Senator Adam Schiff, who specifically says that he will demand the White House, who knew in advance that the president was going to flip his decision on tariffs. tariffs. Donald Trump has reportedly been openly bragging about how much his billionaire buddies have made over this dangerous gambit. Was this even legal? According to government expert cited by Time magazine, Trump's post would be investigated under other administrations, however, not likely to trigger any reaction with this one.
Catalina, thank you so much for that. Catalina Marchand-Deabreu with our daily truth or fake segment.